Oh, there's a video that went missing somewhere. I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. So I'm retaping it. And basically, it is about two things. It is about the beginnings of what some term ascension in the New Age, where there's a misunderstanding where usually when somebody dies, and dies for good, they actually take some brain mass with them, and it's curled up in hyperspace like an ascension, but just of brain mass. There's nothing else taken, and the rest of the body is left behind and is deceased and is buried, cremated, or whatever they do. So it is written about by many mystics and different people how they ended up in these ascended states of higher heaven where they had great abilities and great opening of their consciousness, when in fact that happens to people who have studied for many, many years, whatever their spiritual or metaphysical practice was, and they have a higher understanding of hyperspace dimensions through their deep meditation and focus than the average common person has, you see. And so what basically occurs is a misunderstanding that in fact may be ascension. It isn't. It's death, basically. So what happened to me is I folded space, time, and took the entire garment with me many, many times, enough for the nervous system to carry a lot of light, like in the Golden Humanity videotape I did, where in fact they can tell if people are beginning to lift off, because the ones that do NDE are starting to take their bodies with them and are kind of sticking, if it is their own genetic material only, or meiotic that they've been repaired with, or whatever, if they've had any problems. And as you know, because of the wars in the skies and some of the spacecraft challenges we've had, we've repaired people that way. Meiotic tissue, as we talk about in Andromeda for well-being on the Starlight State block, a teaching that was given by me and Andromedan people together. So science may be able to begin to prove reincarnation if they do two things: weigh the brain of deceased people after to see which areas and how much is taken compared to before, and look at where there may be brain mass cells missing. Because what happens is they take the cells to a new gestation where there is a reticular formation there in the fetus, and the spirit with some of that curled up brain mass has now new genetic information to work with, and it takes its curled up quantum state and is now changing the genetic platform or program that will carry that information to the blood code, for example, the blood type of the new fetus incarnating compared to what they had before. And so they do have a new blood type, and they form the cerebellum and the brain, the whole brain, the nervous system, everything. And so the Andromedans reiterated again that it's a tiny bit of spine beginning, and the rest of the cells from the blastula in the child has it, I guess, a little bit. So if it's, well, it imprints, sorry, I'm not getting the transmission right, okay? It imprints the information from its past incarnation into key brain areas. So most of it is in the cerebellum, and it also has it through, well, when your body grows, and if you grow to be similar to the past life, it affects the reticular later as well in different areas. So they may be able to, in fact, one day prove reincarnation if they find us who have reincarnated, and if they study the new bodies and the deceased ones, if they have access to them somehow. So, or even seeing proof of the codex, because when it unfolds its past life, it's like a stream of information that looks like a movie. So they need better equipment to be able to do this, but they can begin to look at this information, you see. So what that is the magic of the spirit taking its genetic material and encoding it with its information into the newly incarnated fetus with new blood type, but may have similar look to its last lifetime if it wants to. It chooses how much of